So hi, welcome to another car session. I got kind of caught up in other stuff in my last video. Sometimes I just veer that way. I can't even help it. Once one thing gets me going to another, that's just the way I go. And so I just kind of follow my heart when I start talking. And sometimes I gotta get things off my chest, and so I just do it. You know, if people don't like it, if people don't want to follow me for it, I can't. There's really nothing I could do about that if that's not the way you feel about certain things. But I could say one thing is I don't speak anything but the truth. Right? I'm never gonna say anything but the truth that can't be backed up with facts. Because I'm 100% informed on these things, so you can't say that anything I'm saying is a lie, right? Because you heard it on the media. So trust me, the media doesn't care about facts. They just care about their agenda. But I gotta make a point to divert from that in this video. I don't want to go 2 videos in a row speaking about the same thing. So somebody, I don't know who it was, it was definitely in a YouTube video, brought up a cop, a CO, Burke, that used to work in Walpole, and he was cool. He was always very cool, very good to me. Richie Gardner was my right hand man when I was at Walpole. Sorry to say, but that was my guy. He was solid as shit at that time, and that's around where Burke was from. He was from that Tewksbury area. Because I got out one time. I bailed out. I actually bailed out of the max. No, this was before that, because I ended up running into him when I was up the max. I bailed out of Concord. It had to be. So I got out of Concord, and I was still going to the gym. I was working out. I was trying to do good for a little bit, and I was with my cousin Michael, God rest his soul. Michael Murphy, he died real tragically in a car accident on 93. But we were together, and we went to Planet Fitness in, I think it's right on the Tewksbury Wilmington line, because he moved from Charlestown when he was like a teenager to Wilmington, grew up in Wilmington. I have a lot of family up in Wilmington. So we went to the Planet Fitness. There, Tewksbury, Wilmington. And I was on the flat bench doing some flies or something with, I forget the amount of weight. But it was something heavy, I think pretty heavy. And he was like standing, not over me, not my cousin. It ended up being the cop Burke. So he waited for me to finish my set. And he's like, hey, those are the only, I don't know, 50s and 60s. You think I could use them when you're done? And I looked at it, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, do you recognize me? Do you even know who I am? And he's like, yeah, fucking of course I do. So we started talking, this and that. And, you know, whatever, we shot the shit real quick. But that was that. So, not long later, I wasn't out long. I end up at Concord. I pick up a case in Concord, and I get shipped right to the max. Like, I went to court, and they brought me in like a chase car. basically, like an escort in a car, not a van. They brought me straight to SBCC, 52A. I had a mayhem case, so it was like a case that couldn't sit in district. So I'm up to max, and I see him. He's working our block. We're in N2. I'm in N2. And I run into Burke, and I'm like, what's up? Fucking, it was a Sunday, I remember, because it was a football day, so the whole fucking block was drinking. That was back in 2010, when, like, right after everybody got shipped out of Walpole, when, like, the max was cool. But everybody, like, there was a lot of dudes up there right after, like, all the double bunk and shit happened, and there was still a lot of good dudes up there, and that's when everybody used to make a batch on the weekend, and all the cops kind of got taught, like, when all the Walpole dudes came, like, listen, you gotta give these dudes some leeway. So there was a lot of leeway, especially on them N2P2 blocks. So they didn't really fuck with us for nothing, because I remember usually just sitting with a batch in my sink, and I remember actually when I bailed out, I had a fucking batch in my sink still, because I had no idea I was going home that day. So he's working a double that day. So I'm like, listen, fucking, I'm gonna hang out. These guys are gonna stay out too. It wasn't their wreck. It was fucking a bunch of fucking meatheads too. It was like Berger from Dorchester, Tommy Boyce, and what's his name? Gino Faiola from Worcester. And he's like, all right, but everyone's chilling, right? You promise nothing's gonna happen? I don't want to get in trouble. I'm like, dude, and Shane O'Sullivan. And I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. Like, I got this. Everyone's chilling. Now, someone had made the mistake of giving fucking Berger some beans. I don't even think he was drinking. I just think he was fucking all beamed out. And so, like, I was out for wreck, just, you know, kind of keeping an eye on everyone. I was drinking, I had a nice buzz on, but I wasn't too drunk. Like, it's weird, like, when someone started getting stupid, we kind of, like, we could shut the door. You know what I mean? We'd keep it on the thing where we could shut it, and, you know, just kind of calm the person down. So, it was kind of getting towards, like, the end of the night. So I ended up getting on the phone. I'm like, I gotta get on the phone real quick. Fucking, I asked somebody to keep an eye. I think I asked Shane or something. Hey, keep an eye on Berger. Fucking, yeah, keep an eye on Berger and whoever was acting kind of stupid. And he's like, yeah, no problem. So I get on the fucking phone. And I hear a freeze up. You know, I'm like, oh shit, I wonder when that is. And I look up and it's these fucking three meatheads. It's right down the tier. It's right down the tier. And Tommy and Gino Cell, they were cellmates. Beating up fucking this kid Mark, I forget his last name, from Newton. Kid from Newton. It's a harmless kid. They went up and tried to take his batch from him. Which I had talked to the kid Mark earlier because we wanted some more booze. He just put it on. The thing wasn't even ready. Like, I don't know what they were gonna do with a batch of booze that was probably all sugar. Fucking idiots. They fucking jumped him and tried to take the fucking booze, and Mark wasn't having it. He's like, I'm not fucking having this. So we fought back, and he went down. Fucking seen that they took it out of his cell, and they fucking jumped him. And fucking till Burke come to my cell, he's like, what the fuck, you told me that was gonna happen. I'm like, what the fuck, what do you want me to do, guy? I can't control fucking these idiots. I tried. I made the mistake of getting on the phone, man. And these fucking dudes, I don't know, they're all fucking morons. He's like, oh man, how the fuck am I gonna explain this? None of them were supposed to be out, right? It was all happened in cells that were supposed to be fucking closed. I know that he got fucking chewed the fuck out, but I don't know, what am I gonna do? I try to vouch for fucking kids that can't be vouched for. But, anyways, so, somebody mentioned Berg in the comments, and, I always obviously liked him, because he looked out for me, he did, and even in Walpole, he did what he could, if I was down at 10 block or whatever. The kid in the comments, like I said, I forget his username. It just said, oh, he died, right? But he was talking about, he used to always talk about Richie Gardner, and I thought he was saying Richie died, because that would make more sense, because Richie's a tank, and he was talking about the cop, fucking Burke. So I guess the cop Burke is dead. I gotta ask him more, get more into it, because that would be a surprise to me. Because he used to be someone who always worked out, coming to work, drinking a fucking big thing of water. And he was just a good guy that just came into work, did his 8 hours, and fucking... Like, he wasn't mad at me about that. Like, he was just like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, he was just playing around. You know what I mean? But, they're not all 100% dickheads. And that reminds me of, I don't know if any of you would remember, what the fuck was his name? It was just a similar guy in Concord. I remember just sitting there one day, my first time I got there. I didn't know the guy at the time, and I just get the cop calls me to the desk. I'm in West Down. This is when I think I was Hokie selling, and the cop gives me a slip, basically like a hall slip you get, so if you get snatched up by a cop saying where you're going. I had a green light to go. He said go to New Line. I'm like, what the fuck? And if you've listened to my videos before about New Line, that's where all the skin is in the PCs were. If you like checked in Concord, you went to New Line. And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to New Line for? He's like, Bonzi one. Oh, Bonzi, that thing. Okay, now I remember, because it's like, it just came to me of that story, that happening. Him literally calling me over to see the cop Bonds. And he's like, Bonzi wants you. And I'm like, who the fuck is Bonzi? And why the fuck am I getting called to New Line? I'd never want to step fucking foot. Yeah. So I went over to see what the fuck Bonzi wanted. And fucking Bonzi, right? Bonzi was a tank. And he used to buy fucking OCs and shit, and coke off of Michael Crowley and Joe Keaton and shit. And I guess the night before, and they're both good friends of mine. The night before, they were hanging out together wherever they were. And he's like, listen, I was with Cruller and Joe Keaton last night. They wanted me to fucking come check up on you. Here's a couple magazines. Checkout page. I don't know why I just stopped at the CVS. Checkout page, fucking whatever page it was. Lucky fucking Lucky page fucking 43 or whatever it was. And fucking page 43 had an OC80 split in half. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, Bonzi, my new best friend. So Bonzi fucking hooked it up, and that's when like it was no nothing. Like Suboxone wasn't fucking heard of. Well, it was on the street because I knew my Lorraine was on it. My kid's mother was on it. But it wasn't a thing in the joint. I didn't have no habit. I didn't have no nothing. I hadn't done nothing in a minute. I fucking, who did I bring it to? I forget. Whoever was, yeah, I think I ended up splitting it with fucking my cellmate. I think it was Okie at the time. But we got blitzed. We got blitzed off that fucking OC40. But that's who he reminds me of. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because Bonzi is also dead. Bonzi was from Walpole, which I just met him that day. And, you know, he ended up getting strung out. Fucking, and dying as well. You know. So it's this addiction thing. This is how I'm gonna tie it in, right? It doesn't discriminate, right? It doesn't discriminate. And there was this cop also in Concord, if anyone's been there. This cop Ryan, with glasses, right? And if anyone's been there, you know who I'm talking about, because he would always be so fucking ripped, so fucked up all the fucking time, right? And I knew it. If you get high, you know somebody, especially if you've been getting high as long as I have. You know when somebody's fucked up. Now, he got fresh with me once, right? On Main Street. There's an alley. It's not an alley. It's basically Main Street. You've got Thunder Alley, and then when you turn onto Main Street. And he had said something fresh from afar. And I don't think he realized it was me. Like he said, "You fucking keep it going" or something, right? And I'm like, "What the fuck you say?" And I fucking marched up to him so fucking fast. And I get up there and he's fucking scratching fucking. I'm like, "Ryan, who the fuck you think you're talking to?" And he's like, "Dude, I didn't fucking know it was you. Fucking, you know me. I know Maureen, and fucking I was in Gosnell with Maureen. Right? Maureen's a girl from Charlestown. And fucking she's a cool girl. She was really good friends with Maureen. But he caught the plea. But he's like so fucked up. Like I don't know how this guy still holds his fucking job. Like he's worked over in Seg while I was over there, and I've just seen him like sitting on the chair, like fucking falling over. But my point is this shit don't discriminate. Alright, correction officers, fucking rich white kids, you know, kids in the hood. Like it doesn't matter. Us kids from Charlestown, kids from South East Boston, you know, all over Boston, all over Greater Boston, Medford, Malden, Somerville. It doesn't matter, but it doesn't discriminate. Right? And I'm gonna imagine, I don't know how Burke died, but where else does your mind go? Do you know what I'm saying? How else? Right? Maybe there's a what chance? What's the odds? What's the percentage that he died of something else? Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna think that fucking somehow he started eating some oxys or perk 30s and he got one laced with fentanyl or something, or started shooting fentanyl. It's one or the other. Probably the first one, but you know, it's sad. Bonzi started shooting fentanyl. But look at all our friends. It's I just seen the post today from Denise Jennings. And I love Denise. I've known her since as long as I can remember, and I mean that. Like the youngest I can remember back, which is probably like 6 years old. Jimmy Garvey was my best friend. Her and my mother both worked at the same hair salon called The Blow Up. And me and Jimmy, even from that fucking 6 years old. Just hit it off and we're best friends. Like, we used to sleep over at each other's house fucking every night, school night. And that was my boy. And ever since, our friendship has never waned, you know what I mean? Like, yes, it drifted, but still, if we seen each other, it was still, you know, she knows that, and that's why, like, it's been a while since I've talked to her, messaged her, and I feel bad about that, because I know, like, the family situation, but my point is, it's been 2 years since Garvey passed, and I bring that up, and this makes me bring up another point, because it's also 2 years, on the 13th. Today's 2 years since Garvey died. The 13th was 2 years since my sister died. And Jimmy Murphy died, who was another one of my best friends. We've known each other, hung out, you know, had some good times together. Like through Monahan, but he was a couple years younger than me. But we ended up the max together. And I got him moved on my block, and we got very, very close. And he ended up one of my best friends in this world. And, so they all died in a 10-day period 2 years ago. And by far, not even close. I don't have any time, 10 days or a day, or any period in my life that was anything like that time in my life. And I stayed sober. I made it sober. Like, as painful, as numb as I felt, as awful as life felt at that time. My sister, like, if people know me, my friends that grew up with me know how close me and my sister were. And all those three people, you know, they say death comes in threes. And usually it's just three people you know, but it's usually not like three people that you love and are that close to you, that you care about that much. Like, even still, thinking about Garvey, I still think about him often. It's still very hard to believe he's gone, because he was just such a fucking good kid. He was just such a kind-hearted gentleman that it's so hard to believe that he ever, because I've gotten high with him, I've watched him get high, but just to believe that he even had a drug problem, because he's just always seemed like he had it together and would never let it grab him by the balls, you know, and he just used, like, once he was doing well, and he was on his way to Brazil to visit his wife, and she had already gone ahead. She went first, so that gave him the green light to just get high once. And that was it, you know, that was it. That's all it takes, is just once. That's all it fucking takes, is just once. One time, you know, and he's gone off this earth. Never talked to him again. He's gone. My sister, she just didn't want to really get help. And I don't know if she just thought it wasn't going to happen to her. I really don't know. I really don't know what her thinking was. But she lost her daughter. My niece had passed in 2020. And use it. They're so worried about getting that call. That's how I felt with my sister. She just, like, when I used, like, I would always go to detox, you know, when I knew things got out of control. But it just, like with her, she just, it wasn't something she really thought about. Like detox, well, why would I do that? She just kept using it. But, and I say this to say, like this shit will get you, like one way or another, whether it's one use or whether you think you're somebody that can just keep using because it hasn't got you. Like whether you use like Jimmy once or whether you use like my sister, it will kill you. And the same thing with Murph. Murph wasn't using like that. Murph was working in the union. Murph just took a day off, called in and said, I'm going to take the day off, and said, you know what, I'm going to get high, and went down the water and got high, and there wasn't no one there to fucking revive him. I hate this fucking disease, man. This disease kills people. It isn't there to make you feel good. There is no euphoria in that fentanyl shit. I don't know, be smart. If you're gonna get high and do that fentanyl shit, be smart, man. I'm telling you not to, right? I don't want anybody to fucking touch that shit. But if you do make that stupid decision, make sure someone's there. Have some Narcan. And have a plan for it to end soon. Because look at people love you. There's gotta be someone out there that loves you. Even if I don't know you, I'm telling you right now, I don't want to see you go out like that. I care about anybody that's trying to stop doing this shit. And, I don't know. With these videos, I'm just trying to figure out any way to help people with addiction, people with PTSD from doing time, people that can't cope with life, with reintegration, that are in and out of prison, but also people that just, that I use this as therapy as well. I do want to help people. If I just help one person, that's my aim. But it is therapy for me. But that is not like why I do this. I do this because I really want people to listen. I want more people, my platform to grow, because there's other people that do this and they do it in a phony way and don't really tell the truth. They tell other people's stories. They tell stories that they read in a book. They tell things that just aren't fucking true. And I'm at least giving you a true, unedited, completely authentic, branded version of me, John Ahern, at Boss Down Kicks. I had a hard time in life, and I did a hard time, and this is real talk. This is real talk. That's the name of my channel. You know, it's not just about doing a hard time. It's about having a hard time in life. But I'm gonna end right there. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far.